Hi there, travel lovers. Is your trusted cruise and Tauck tour and safari expert Shawn Power here. I wanted to talk to you today about this is a fun subject for me. It's an exciting one anyway. It's about doing multi trips during one vacation, or multi cruises, or multi land tours. I guess there's different ways you can say it, but let me explain. In just a few days from now, I'm going to be flying to Europe. So I'm going to fly from home to Oslo, where I'm going to spend a couple of nights. Then I'm going to get on a Silver Sea cruise for 13 nights, I believe, to go to the Arctic. So this is up in the Svalbard region, hopefully see the polar bears, end up going through Iceland, finish in Iceland. Then I'm going to fly from Reykjavik, Iceland to Paris, where a day later I'm going to get on a Tauck river cruise for, I think, 9 nights on their Rendezvous on the Seine river cruise, where we're going to go out to Paris and Normandy. And then after that trip, we're going to fly to Munich. And a day later, we're going to get on a river cruise with AMA Waterways called Magna on the Danube, which is their biggest ship. It's a very unique ship in the river cruise industry, which I'm looking forward to checking out. And then after a week doing that, I'm going to end up in Prague for a few days and spend some time in Prague. And even on the way home, I'm going to stop in to see my family before flying back out here on the West Coast. So here's the point. That's what I call a multi-trip all-in-one vacation. So it could be as simple as flying to Europe and doing a cruise and then getting off the ship and doing a second cruise, or like I said, a river cruise and a river cruise, or maybe you do a Tauck tour with a cruise, or 2 Tauck tours or whatever. But I've done this many times over the years going to Europe. I've had a lot of clients do this as well. Just recently, last week, one of my clients got back from 3. They did 2 river cruises and a land tour with Tauck. I mean, I have people do this all the time, and not only is it an exciting trip, but there's reasons it's actually practical. So probably one of the main reasons why you might want to think about doing one of these multi-trip vacations is airfare. And this is just simple numbers. Now, myself, most of my clients end up flying business class when we go overseas, so whether it's Asia or Europe or wherever. And let's just say you're going to Europe, and they're usually got $4,000 to $5,000 a person to fly business class. So let's just use $4,000 as an example. If I did these 3 trips with myself and my partner over the next 3 years, that'd be what, $8,000 this year, $8,000 next year, so that'd be $24,000 in 3 years on airfare. Now, we're doing it once. We're spending like $8,000. That's like $16,000 in our pocket, which pays for one of these trips. And this is how my clients look at it all the time as well. So if you know you're going to go in the next 1, 2, 3 years and do 3 trips, think about just doing it all in 1 year. Because if you got the time and the money, you're literally keeping thousands of dollars in your pocket. And even if you fly economy, it's the same thing. Let's say an economy flight is $1,500 a person. That's $3,000 a couple. Over 3 years is $9,000. Compared to doing it once is $3,000. You just save $6,000. So simple economics. If you got the time and the money to go for longer, absolutely do that, because you're going to save money on airfare. You're also going to save money a couple of other areas as well. I find insurance costs get very minimal. Like some insurances, like flat rates, like with Tauck, they're the same. If you went on 2 or 3 back-to-back trips with Tauck, you're covered the whole time for like $7.99 instead of like thousands and thousands of dollars for insurance over multiple trips. Even like add in medical insurance for a few extra days, even if it is with Allianz or one of those, it's like $5 a day to add on compared to hundreds and hundreds up front. So the point is, you'll probably save money on insurance. Uber, something as simple as an Uber. I take an Uber to the airport. I do that over and back for 1 trip instead of over 3 trips. These are minimal expenses, not as much as the airfare, but the point is, there's probably a lot of ways you're going to save money by doing this all in 1 trip. So that's one of the biggest reasons to do this by far. Another one is, going longer makes the jet lag easier. So here's what I mean by that. When you fly to Europe, you might be kind of out of it for 2 or 3 days. Well, then all of a sudden, if 2 or 3 days after that, you're flying back after a week-long vacation, then you're dealing with jet lag again back home. So, your whole trip has been pretty much dealing with jet lag. Now, this particular trip, I'm going to be gone for 7 weeks. So let's say I'm jet lagged for a day or 2, but I don't need to worry about that again until 7 weeks later. It just makes the jet lag way easier. It's not like your whole trip is about just feeling off from being tired from flying around. So it makes the jet lag a lot easier. Another thing I find is that you get into vacation mode a little bit easier. So again, that kind of almost ties into what I just said. So let's say you fly to Europe for a week, and all of a sudden you fly back home. Like, what just happened? I mean, you just flew, you're out of it, you think you had a trip, you don't even know, because it was over like a whirlwind. But imagine going for 3, 4, 5 weeks, you really get into vacation mode. You really relax. Your body starts to chill out. You don't have all the worries that you do at home. Maybe you're not watching all the crazy news that's, giving you anxiety, or you're just not dealing with the same traffic or whatever it is. It's just you get much more relaxed. You kind of unwind. Hopefully you can get a little bit of unplug, get out of touch a little bit. But the point is that the longer you go for, and I've done this many times. I've probably done at least a good 10 trips like this over the years. I just find the longer I go for, the more relaxed I am, the more I get out of the vacation. So it's just a real highlight for me. So that's pretty much the main reasons. Like I said, you're going to save money on airfare, a few other areas as well. It's going to help with the jet lag, and it's going to definitely help you get into vacation mode a little bit easier. Now, maybe you're one of my clients and you've done this and you can think of other reasons, or maybe you've never done this and you can think of reasons. Let me know. Make a comment below, or just send me a message, and maybe I'll add it into another video in the future. But before I sign off today about this multi-trip video, let me just give you a few ideas. So one time, God, it was probably a decade ago now, when I had never done a France river cruise. So instead of going, there's 3 main rivers in France. Instead of going over 3 years, I just did it all at once. I think I was gone for about 3.5 weeks. So flew over and did the Paris and Normandy river cruise. I think a day later, I ended up doing the Bordeaux river cruise. And then the same day I got off in Bordeaux, I think I did the Burgundy and Provence river cruise. But again, 1 airfare, 3 back-to-back river cruises. Alaska, I have a lot of clients who, they won't just do a cruise, they'll do a cruise tour. So they'll do time on the cruise, they'll do time on land, and maybe they'll even add the Rocky Mountain Air after, which is a fun thing to do. Maybe you're going to Southeast Asia and you're going to do a Mekong River cruise in Vietnam and Cambodia. Well, why not add on some time in Bangkok to see Thailand, or maybe go to Hong Kong for a few days before or after. So again, anything you can add on, the better. Caribbean cruises. I've had so many clients who will fly to Florida and they'll go on a Caribbean cruise, maybe an Eastern Caribbean cruise for 10 days, and then they might get off and go back on a Western Caribbean cruise for 10 days. I think the most I've ever done is 3 back-to-back cruises in the Caribbean, where again, I was on one, got off, I think I had a day, I got off and got right back on the same day. I've done that multiple times actually in the Caribbean, because again, why not? What else? Definitely Europe is so easy to do this. Europe is like, I've done, my goodness, I've done trips where I've done an Avalon River cruise, a Tauck River cruise, and an Oceania regular cruise. I've done trips where I remember doing a Silver Sea Ocean cruise, then an Avalon River cruise, and a Uniworld River cruise. So I just remember there's so many times I've went to Europe because I don't want to fly to Europe for a week. It's way too far. The flight alone is like, I don't know, 10 hours or something. Very expensive. So when I go to Europe, I think one time I went for a week and it was not fun. Every other trip I've probably went for at least 2, and most of my trips to Europe have been 3, 4, 5 weeks. So if you're retired, it's perfect. If you can work from anywhere in the world like I can, it's perfect. Just trust me on this. It's a great way to travel. So there's so many different trips you can do back to back to back. So many great combinations out there. If you can think of any unique ones, let me know. But again, I just think this is a fun way to travel. And a lot of my clients do as well. And I hope you get a chance sometime to do a multi-trip vacation yourself. Again, any comments or questions, let me know. And beyond that, I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day. We'll talk to you next video.